So this is your July 2023 Worcester County and Sussex County market update. This video, we're going to go over the local stats, interest rate, and of course we're going to look at a couple things here, just see what the national trends are and what the experts are saying the rest of 2023 is going to bring. And I always like to leave it off just to go over a little bit what I'm seeing on the ground here. What's going on, guys? This is Rich, your Maryland and Delaware realtor. So I mean, if you're thinking of buying, selling, or investing here in the coastal Maryland, Delaware area, make sure that you reach out by text, email, phone. My contact information is going to be down below in the description. But without further ado, let's hop in this and take a look at the interest rate. All right, guys, we hopped into the computer here. So I always like to start off with the interest rate. We'll see what's going on. This is the Freddie Mac website here. And you can see, well, today's August 9th when I'm recording the video update. So it's sitting right at 6.9% for a 30-year fix. And you can see here July, ending July, it was hovering right around 6.81% there. So high sixes, almost 7, which we all know that the interest rate has been inching up there for a little while. Expectations going into 2024, eventually it's supposed to be coming down as inflation has been cooling. Let's look at the numbers here. So you can see Maryland on the left, Delaware on the right, and this is all information from the Bright MLS that which we use for July 2023. Days on the market, Maryland is coming in at 31, so that's down a bit from June. Months of inventory, we got about 2.5 months worth of inventory, which is again low. You can see how it compares to the previous months that we just did. And medium sales price is $397, and total units sold is 158 units, which that's down from the previous months. And so is the medium sales price a little bit. Delaware, days on the market, 42. That's up a little bit on the Delaware side. Months of inventory, got 3.1. You know, still low again, just like Maryland. And the medium sales price of 445 with 388 units sold. Again, units sold in Delaware is down, you know, from that 492, and their median price too is down a little bit. But what I'd like to do, I actually pulled up, I wanted to take a look at something that I get asked too, just what prices are doing, and I like looking at it month by month. But I just look back in the Bright MLS just to kind of compare from, you know, July 2023 to last year, July 2022. See if there's any big differences on there. And this is what I came up with here. You can see Worcester County, July 2022, median price was $361,258. And of course, we just saw for July 2023, it's $397. So you can see that median sales price has gone up and appreciated 7.5%, which is a huge number. But units sold, homes, 192 homes back in July 2022, and this year, July, it's 155 homes, so that's a 19% decrease. So sales have decreased, obviously. And for Sussex County, Delaware, July 22 is $424,950 median sales price, and that has gone up. You know, this year, July, $445. So they've seen about a 4.5% appreciation. And homes sold is about the same. You know, 470 in 2022 versus now 388. So their sales are down as well, 17.5%. But overall, I have, you know, new construction. The builders on the Delaware side, there's tons of new construction going on over on that side, and I've seen more activity from buyers on that side, and I know there's planning to be more communities and more homes built A lot of these builders are ramping up on inventory. I think kind of helping, trying to alleviate some of this low inventory part of it. And there's a few like new construction communities over in Worcester County too. Not as many as in Delaware, but this one here is on a national level. But it's talking about home prices and what the experts in the industry is predicting. This is Realtor.com, National Association of Realtors, NAR, MBA, and Fannie Mae. But this is what they're saying. Their forecast for the rest of 2023. You can see Realtor.com's saying a depreciation of prices of 0.6%, less than 1%. And Fannie Mae is the most optimistic of appreciation of about 3.9%, which all sounds reasonable. But if you take these four and average them together, you come up with about a 0.7% appreciation on a national level. But you can kind of see what we're doing here locally compared to everybody else. I know every market's a little bit different, but this is kind of what they're saying for the rest of 2023. And I've heard, and a lot of their predictions going into 2024 and the years to come, that things are going to continue to appreciate. All right, so those are the real numbers there, and that's kind of like what I'm seeing on the ground here. Prices seem to be holding steady, if not appreciating like that now. But I have seen some opportunities too. In two particular situations, I've helped two buyers, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about a listing that I have, which is actually taking maybe a little bit longer than anticipated. The first one is a gentleman that I've been talking with for about 5 years, and he's rented in Ocean City, Maryland for about 15 years, and he's worked very hard to straighten some things with his credit. But we found a home for him in Ocean Pines. It took us 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe tries, but we found one doing a VA loan, which is hard in this market. And we actually got the seller to give back about 2% towards its closing costs. The appraisal came in a little bit lower. We had to negotiate that. And there was one main thing that popped up that, of course, the lender said we had to get verification from a government agency to say it's null and void, which we did. And because of my client, he was persistent, and even the settlement company we use, everybody worked as a team doing this one. I was very excited for Steve, my client, and he has his home, and I know he's very, very happy about that. So that was a big one. And the yellow one, couple looking for a vacation home in Ocean Pines. They visit there often and vacation there, and we actually came across the perfect one. Got into a multiple bid scenario on this one. We got the offer. Mainly we used the escalation clause, so that one was a little bit more action going on, and but very, very happy for my clients there. They got that, and we're actually going to settlement tomorrow. Lastly, for a seller that I'm working with, a listing in Ocean City, direct front, condo, 2-bedroom condo, nice unit. It's been on the market for going on about almost 60 days. We were under contract not long ago, and buyers backed out on that one, and which is interesting. They had a little bit of a buyer's remorse, I would say, and also dug a little deeper, and it sounded like that they were pulling cash from maybe a retirement account, and the fees to do that were a little bit higher than what they're thinking, which usually you would want to check all that out before you're shopping for a home. Overall, the listing has been taking a little bit longer. It does have rentals on it, so the only day agents can get in there to look at it, or if I do an open house, which I've done 4 or 5 open houses on it, is on Saturdays between 10 and 3 o'clock. So that kind of dampers some activity a little bit. And July overall, and even into August, I think slows down a little bit in this market. So that's not anything uncommon. So really overall, just to wrap it up a little bit, I mean, if you're looking to sell, I mean, obviously it's a great time, you know, buyer demand's still out there. Units are still bringing top dollar, you know, for even with the interest rate being on the higher side. Just a little less activity, so I think a little bit more patience needs to come in play. I know sometimes agents and sellers, when they put their house on the market, you know, they're anticipating maybe selling in that first week or 2 weeks, and it's not necessarily happening depending on the location and the condition of the unit or home. If you're a buyer, I always say every situation is different. I'd love to talk with you a little bit more if you had questions about it, but I always say financially you're in a good position and you want to, you know, buy that second home, vacation investment, or primary, you know, and if you find something that matches close to what you want and it will work for you, then obviously it's a good time to jump on it. And you know, those that are waiting, yeah, I fully understand that too, you know, especially you know, if you're financing, I know the interest rate may not allow your numbers to work for you right now. You know, some are anticipating to refinance down the road, just like what we saw the numbers, you know, in this video here. You know, 7%, 7.5% appreciation from last year on the Maryland side, and 4.5% appreciation on the Delaware side. So, you know, if you want to get something at a little lesser cost, it's better to grab it now than maybe a year from now or next season, and you're going to be paying a little bit more. Interest rate may be a little less, but again, you got to kind of look at the whole scenario and see what works for you. I hope that helps. You know, if it has, make sure that you subscribe, you know, so that you don't miss any of the videos that I come out with every week. And, you know, reach out, contact information's down below if you had questions or need any help in the Coastal Maryland, Delaware area. And of course, until next time, I'll see you soon.